Welcome. For millions of years, dinosaurs ruled every corner of the planet. We've pieced together their world from scattered fossils, but new discoveries are rewriting the story, especially in their final era, the Late Cretaceous. 66 million years ago, Earth was a place of dramatic change, shifting continents, fluctuating climates, and life adapting in remarkable ways. Contrary to the idea of a slow decline, the fossil record reveals dinosaurs thriving, innovating, and pushing biological boundaries right up to the end. Today, we'll explore 3 discoveries that reveal how dinosaurs adapted and flourished before their extinction. From island giants to mummified herds and polar survivors, the real story is more astonishing than you can imagine. Let's begin our journey into the vibrant terminal chapter of the Mesozoic era. Our journey begins in the heart of what is now Romania, in a region known as the Hațeg Basin. But millions of years ago, during the Late Cretaceous, this land was dramatically different. It was an island surrounded by the vast, warm waters of the Tethys Ocean, a world teeming with life, yet isolated from the great land masses of its time. For decades, Hațeg Island was famous among paleontologists for its so-called dwarf dinosaurs. These were species like Zalmoxes, which had evolved to be much smaller than their mainland relatives, a phenomenon known as island dwarfism. Limited resources and space forced these dinosaurs to shrink, adapting to survive in a world with fewer opportunities. But recent discoveries have challenged this long-held belief, revealing a far more complex story beneath the surface. 2 remarkable sauropods have been unearthed here: Petrustitan hungaricus, a relatively small long-necked dinosaur, and Uriash kadichi, a true behemoth. Stretching at least 10 meters in length, Uriash was not just large for Hațeg, it was a giant by any standard, rivaling the size of some mainland sauropods. The sheer size of Uriash kadichi has forced scientists to reconsider the idea that only small dwarf dinosaurs could survive on islands. Its presence suggests that, under the right conditions, even giants could thrive in these seemingly limited environments. How could such a massive creature survive here? One possibility is that Hațeg Island was not as isolated as once believed. Periodic land bridges may have connected it to other regions, allowing new species to arrive and resources to flow in, creating a richer, more dynamic ecosystem than previously imagined. The evidence of both large and small sauropods living side by side points to a landscape in constant flux. Land bridges could have enabled waves of migration, bringing in new animals and plants and allowing for a greater diversity of life than a truly isolated island could support. In fact, Hațeg may have been a crossroads of dinosaur evolution, a meeting point for species from Asia, Africa, and North America. This mixing of faunas created a unique blend of creatures, each adapting to the ever-changing environment. The existence of Uriash kadichi shows that island dwarfism is not a universal rule. Evolution is opportunistic, responding to the challenges and opportunities of the moment. When conditions allowed, giants could reappear, reclaiming their place in the ecosystem. These 2 sauropods likely filled very different ecological roles. Petrustitan, with its smaller size, may have browsed on low-lying plants and shrubs, while Uriash, with its towering neck, could reach the highest treetops, feeding where few others could. The Late Cretaceous period in Europe was marked by dramatic changes. Sea levels rose and fell, reshaping coastlines, and creating new habitats. Each shift brought new challenges and new opportunities for the animals that called Hațeg home. Picture herds of Uriash kadichi wading through ancient swamps, their massive footprints pressed deep into the mud, shaping the land as they moved. These giants were not just survivors, they were ecosystem engineers transforming their world. Today, the Hațeg Basin is recognized as a land of surprises, a place where the unexpected is always possible. It is no longer seen as just the home of dwarfs, but as a dynamic stage for evolutionary innovation. The discovery of Uriash kadichi and Petrustitan hungaricus forces us to rethink our assumptions about how dinosaurs evolved, not just in Hațeg, but across the world. It reminds us that science is always evolving, shaped by each new find. Even in places that have been studied for generations, the Earth still holds secrets, waiting patiently beneath the surface for curious minds to uncover them. The story of Romania's giants is a testament to the power of curiosity, perseverance, and the ever-changing nature of science. Each discovery opens new questions, driving us to look deeper and imagine more. The age of dinosaurs continues to surprise us, reminding us that the past is never truly settled. and that the next great discovery may be just beneath our feet. Next, we journey to the windswept badlands of ancient Wyoming, a landscape that once teemed with life. Here, paleontologists made a discovery that would change our understanding of dinosaurs forever, not just the familiar bones but the rarest of finds, mummified skin, and preserved soft tissue, offering a direct window into the distant past. At the heart of this discovery is Edmontosaurus, a hadrosaur often called the duck-billed dinosaur. While its skeletons are common, this particular specimen revealed something truly extraordinary: its feet, preserved in remarkable detail. For decades, scientists and artists alike pictured hadrosaurs with broad, padded feet, much like those of modern elephants. This image shaped our understanding of how these giants moved across their world. But the mummified Edmontosaurus told a different story. Instead of soft, rounded pads, its feet bore hooves, hard, protective coverings that changed everything we thought we knew. The central three toes were fused together inside a single tough sheath, forming a hoof built for endurance and speed. This adaptation suggests a lifestyle far more active than previously imagined. Suddenly, Edmontosaurus was no longer a slow, lumbering grazer. Instead, it emerges as a capable walker, perhaps even a runner, uniquely adapted for long migrations across vast, open plains that stretched for hundreds of miles. Hooves point to a life of constant movement, with herds always on the go, traveling together to find food and water, and staying one step ahead of predators like the feathered Tyrannosaurus rex that stalked these ancient landscapes. These adaptations paint a vivid new picture: athletic herds of Edmontosaurus traversing challenging terrain, crossing rivers, climbing slopes, and navigating the ever-changing Cretaceous environment, not the slow-moving vulnerable prey we once imagined. The preservation of these mummies is a rare stroke of luck. It requires a perfect storm of conditions: rapid burial, likely from a sudden flood, that trapped entire herds and protected their bodies from scavengers and decay. The skin impressions left behind are astonishingly detailed, revealing complex patterns, scales, and textures, far more intricate than the leathery, featureless hides once depicted in old dinosaur books. This remarkable find forces us to rethink everything about how hadrosaurs moved, interacted, and survived in their world. It challenges old ideas and opens up new questions about dinosaur behavior and evolution. Was the hoofed foot unique to Edmontosaurus, or could it have been common among other hadrosaurs as well? Only future discoveries and more fossil evidence will provide the answers. Imagine the sight: vast herds of hoofed Edmontosaurus migrating across ancient floodplains, their feet thundering over the earth, always moving, always adapting to survive. These mummified fossils bridge the gap between lifeless bones and living animals, letting us see the real texture, color, and structure of dinosaurs as they once were. Science is always evolving. Each new discovery forces us to question old assumptions and rewrite the story of life on Earth. The real Edmontosaurus was more specialized, more athletic, and more dynamic than we ever imagined, a true survivor of its time. Each new fossil is a window into a lost world, full of surprises and revelations that challenge what we think we know. The story of the hoofed hadrosaur is a perfect example of how discovery reshapes our understanding, reminding us that the past is always more complex and fascinating than we expect. Dinosaurs were far more dynamic, adaptable, and surprising than we once believed. And with every new find, their world comes alive in ways we never thought possible. Our final stop is the Arctic Circle in ancient Chukotka, Russia. 70 million years ago, deep inside the polar night, here the sun could vanish for months, plunging the land into a frigid, unending twilight. It's a place where, even today, life is a struggle against the elements. But, in the age of dinosaurs, this remote region was home to some of the most remarkable survivors the world has ever seen. For decades, scientists believed dinosaurs couldn't possibly endure such extremes. The assumption was that any fossils found here must have belonged to summer migrants, creatures that only visited during the brief Arctic warmth before retreating south as the cold set in. The idea of dinosaurs braving the polar winter seemed almost impossible. But then, paleontologists uncovered something extraordinary: nests, eggs, and even the tiny bones of baby dinosaurs. These discoveries proved that some species weren't just visitors, they were permanent residents, living and raising their young in the shadowy heart of the polar night. Polar hadrosaurs and ankylosaurs faced months of darkness, freezing temperatures, and snow-blanketed forests. Imagine herds of these massive animals navigating icy rivers and foraging beneath snow-laden trees, their lives a constant battle against the cold. How did they survive such relentless conditions? Studies of their bones reveal a fascinating adaptation. These dinosaurs grew rapidly during the endless summer days, reaching impressive sizes that helped them retain body heat through the long, dark winter. Their growth rings tell a story of seasonal struggle and resilience. Many scientists now believe these Arctic dinosaurs were warm-blooded, with high metabolisms that allowed them to stay active even as temperatures plummeted. Some may have sported primitive feathers or thick skin to insulate themselves, much like modern mammals and birds. Their diet, too, was a marvel of adaptation. As lush summer plants withered, they may have turned to tough evergreens, bark, or even dug through snow to find buried ferns and roots. Some scientists speculate that, like certain modern animals, these dinosaurs could have entered a state of torpor, slowing their metabolism to conserve precious energy during the harshest months. Nesting sites reveal another secret: timing was everything. Eggs hatched at the very start of summer, giving the young dinosaurs a precious window to grow strong before the return of winter's darkness. This precise timing was crucial for survival in such an unforgiving land. Picture herds huddled together for warmth beneath shimmering curtains of aurora borealis, their breath steaming in the icy air. In this world of snow and darkness, dinosaurs not only survived, they thrived, forming tight-knit communities to weather the cold. The Arctic wasn't a barren wasteland, but a vibrant ecosystem. Herds of herbivores roamed the forests, while predators stalked the shadows, all adapted to the unique challenges of the polar world. These polar dinosaurs were true masters of adaptation, conquering one of Earth's harshest environments with ingenuity and resilience. Their story challenges the old idea that dinosaurs were only creatures of warmth and stability. Instead, they reveal a lineage capable of surviving at the very edge of the habitable world. If these animals could endure months of polar night and bitter cold, they were far more adaptable than we ever imagined, true survivors in every sense. The fossils we find are often fragmentary, battered by time and the elements, yet each piece, no matter how small, adds a vital chapter to the story of life in the Mesozoic Arctic, helping us reconstruct a lost world. Dinosaurs weren't a monolithic group. There were hundreds of lifestyles, each one tailored to a unique environment. From deserts to rainforests, and even the frozen north, they found ways to survive and thrive. The triumph of the polar dinosaurs is also a poignant tragedy. They survived the cold, but not the cataclysm that ended their world, the asteroid impact that plunged the Earth into darkness and brought about the ultimate winter. Their story is one of ultimate adaptation and ultimate loss, a testament to both the power and the fragility of life. Even at the edge of extinction, dinosaurs were pushing boundaries, proving that life can flourish in the most unlikely places until fate intervenes. Today's discoveries reveal a new vibrant story of the dinosaur world. The giant Uriash rewrites the rules of evolution and migration. The mummified hoofed Edmontosaurus shows unexpected athleticism and adaptation. Polar dinosaurs demonstrate resilience in the harshest environments. Each find replaces old assumptions with a richer, more dynamic reality. The age of dinosaurs was a time of innovation and success, right up to the end. The story isn't over. There are countless secrets still waiting to be uncovered. Thank you for joining us on this journey.